Pogacar's shocking retirement hint. Is cycling star burning out? A cycling phenomenon on the brink. Pogacar's retirement speculation sends shockwaves. In a candid revelation that has left the cycling world abuzz, Tadej Pogačar, the Slovenian sensation, has hinted at the possibility of an early retirement in 2028. Fresh from clinching his fourth Tour de France title, Pogačar shared his thoughts on the future during an extensive interview with L'Équipe. "I'm not planning to stop immediately, but I don't envision a long-term commitment either," Pogačar confessed. His sights are set on the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, which he considers a significant milestone. "That goal brings me to 3 years from now. After that, retirement might cross my mind, but we'll see," he added. However, Pogačar's legion of admirers need not despair just yet. The 26-year-old quickly reassured that he isn't contemplating retirement in earnest at the moment. With a contract binding him to UAE Emirates-XRG until 2030 and the weariness of a grueling Tour de France, Pogačar remains focused on enjoying the present. "I'm not overly concerned with my future. My aim is to relish the current moment," he stated on Monday. Pogačar's recent Tour de France experience showcased a different side of the usually indefatigable rider, as sickness, a fall, and relentless assaults from Jonas Vingegaard and Visma Lisa bike transformed Pogi the Merciless into Pogi the Moderate. Fatigue was evident in his demeanor, with a noticeable lack of enthusiasm in media interactions and a stark contrast in his racing style. Did the cycling world's Duracell bunny finally succumb to exhaustion? Or was he simply eyeing the hefty prize money? What's clear is that the demanding season encompassing the UAE Tour, arduous classics, and the most challenging tour in history had taken its toll. "Following the race, I was drained, and folks noticed I wasn't as cheerful as usual," Pogačar admitted. "But I consider it normal to not be perpetually smiling and ecstatic. There are times when you're not at your peak, and you may encounter tough periods. The only thing that could lift the yellow jersey out of his Week 3 slump was the prospect of triumph on Montmartre and the Champs-Élysées." Yet, Pogačar's need for rest is palpable, as he demonstrated a newfound understanding of his own limitations during his Paris press conference. "I'm at a juncture in my career where if burnout occurs, I'll be content with my accomplishments," Pogačar acknowledged. Burnout is a common occurrence in sports, both mentally and physically, across various disciplines. "Burnout happens frequently, and it's certainly feasible for it to happen to me as well," he conceded. Reports circulating this week from the Spanish daily AS corroborate persistent whispers that Pogačar has abandoned his plans to compete in the upcoming Vuelta a España. Instead, João Almeida and Juan Ayuso will spearhead UAE Emirates' assault against Vingegaard, Sepp Kuss, and Matteo Jorgensen. Meanwhile, Pogačar will be taking a well-deserved break. Is burnout imminent for Pogačar? Despite racing less this season compared to last year, and comparable to 2023, he's expected to return from his summer hiatus invigorated for his rainbow jersey defense at the Kigali World Championships in September. The allure of revisiting Paris-Roubaix and Milan-San Remo will undoubtedly fuel his passion throughout the off-season. UAE Emirates-XRG's performance director, Jeroen Swart, suggested last week that it's not the Tour de France alone, but the pursuit of completing professional cycling that keeps Pogačar pedaling. Tadej is truly at his zenith. The question now is how long we can sustain him at this level, Swart divulged to L'Équipe. Age is no longer the determining factor. Motivation is paramount. Maintaining Tadej's zeal is crucial. He thrives on novelty, such as attempting Roubaix or striving for victory in Milan-San Remo. Could the Pogačar era be counting down? Even if he were to retire today, Pogačar would still secure a prime spot in cycling's illustrious Hall of Fame. With 4 Tour de France victories, 9 monument wins, and a rainbow jersey, he stands as cycling's contemporary Merckx, already matching Chris Froome's Tour de France tally. Retiring in 2028 would grant him 3 additional opportunities to fend off Visma's killer bees and join the elite club of 5-time winners, including Eddy Merckx, Jacques Anquetil, Bernard Hinault, and Miguel Indurain. Only time will reveal the seriousness of Pogacar's contemplation of retiring at the age of 30. Statements made post the most strenuous challenge of his career should be taken with a grain of salt. Regardless, Pogacar's retirement speculation serves as a timely reminder. Whether you perceive his dominance as detrimental or delightful, savor it while it lasts. Enjoy the new-look final stage of the Tour de France. Good, because Montmartre looks set to return. Did you enjoy the revamped final stage of the Tour de France? If so, you're in for a treat because Montmartre is poised to make a recurring appearance. The recent finale of the Tour de France, held on Sunday, has garnered widespread acclaim not only for its thrilling conclusion, but also for the impressive turnout of spectators. Fans were ecstatic, and many riders shared their enthusiasm, though sprinters had a different take on the matter. Television audiences were captivated by the event as well. It appears that the organizers, ASO, were equally enamored with the Montmartre laps. Initially presented as a one-time event, this iconic Parisian hill may soon become a staple in future races. We definitely want to keep including Montmartre in our route, stated Pierre-Yves Thual, the deputy director of the Tour de France, in an interview with Le Parisien. The success has exceeded our expectations, and naturally, we are eager to incorporate this new course into our long-term plans. The winding ascent made its professional cycling debut during the 2024 Olympic Games, where Remco Evenepoel from Belgium and Kristen Faulkner from the USA triumphed in the men's and women's road races, respectively. Despite the initial skepticism from ASO regarding Montmartre's inclusion in the Tour's final stage, they ultimately reversed their decision and embraced it this year. The excitement of the final stage, combined with the joy of the fans, has left ASO and others astonished, suggesting that what was once thought to be a unique conclusion to the Tour could become a regular feature. However, this shift may not sit well with sprint specialists, as the traditional laps around the Champs-Élysées were often viewed as the unofficial championships for sprinters. Nevertheless, ASO seems committed to this new direction for the Tour. Before moving forward, there are still some hurdles to clear. Everything went smoothly, everyone enjoyed it, Thuot remarked. According to Le Parisien, the process of bringing the Tour to Montmartre this year was quite complex. While the Paris City Council and the President of France quickly supported the initiative, obtaining the necessary administrative approvals took time. ASO has indicated that further consultations are needed. We will soon hold a debriefing with city and prefecture representatives to discuss potential improvements. Accessibility for the public in certain areas is a particular concern. Overall, however, everything went very well, and both the public and the riders were pleased, Thau added. Indeed, videos and photos from the climbs showcased riders reveling in the vibrant atmosphere. One striking image of Primož Roglič highlighted the massive crowd and the significance of the experience for him. The narrowness of the climb raised some concerns beforehand, but a key decision to neutralize the general classification, GC, times due to rain on the circuit, proved beneficial. This allowed riders who were not aiming for the stage win, as well as those wary of potential dangers, to ease up and spread out. Jonas Vingegaard shared his thoughts on the new circuit, stating, "I didn't really enjoy it that much. However, I did appreciate listening to the radio while I was struggling on the cobbles. It was nice to hear how my teammates were doing, especially Wout and Matteo." In contrast, his teammate Wout van Aert had a more favorable view, largely due to his outstanding performance, where he managed to drop Tadej Pogačar and finish solo. "I enjoyed the final because it was quite selective. A small group quickly formed at the front, which is how it should be. Those who want to race can take risks and compete for the win," he explained. Opinions among riders varied. Both Vingegaard and Van Aert emphasized the importance of neutralizing the GC times, as failing to do so could have posed significant safety risks. Van Aert pointed out, creating a safe race on this circuit would be impossible otherwise. If you're in 100th position, you could already be 2 minutes behind due to the technical nature of the course. However, today's setup still provided an exciting race to watch, which was great for those competing for victory. The discussion surrounding this new approach will likely continue, especially as ASO prepares for next year's plans. So, what's next? As reported by Le Parisien, the first step involves a debriefing with city and prefecture representatives. Following that, ASO will submit an official dossier, similar to the one used to gain authorization this year. However, there is a significant difference in their approach this time. They will seek multi-year approval. The newspaper referenced the one-off plan to race around the Arc de Triomphe in 2013, which eventually became a regular feature. ASO aims for the same outcome, much to the chagrin of sprint specialists. Le Parisien anticipas that ASO will likely receive the green light in September, with the return to Montmartre expected to be confirmed during the Tour de France Haute Lanche later this fall, on October 23. Regarding the political support for this initiative, the paper highlights the backing of Pierre Rabadon, Paris député de sport, and notes that French President Emmanuel Macron was enchanted by the spectacle of the final stage. Van Aert's stunning solo win on Champs-Élysées, Tour de France 2025, final stage. A breathtaking triumph on Parisian streets, Wout van Aert's spectacular solo ride to victory has the cycling world buzzing. But here's where things get interesting. Was this a day of redemption, or just a bittersweet silver lining for Team Visma, Lisa Bike, at the 2025 Tour de France? Let's break it down. In a dramatic finish to cycling's grandest race, Belgian powerhouse Wout van Aert snatched his 10th career Tour de France stage win in unforgettable style. With grit and determination, Van Aert attacked on the iconic Côte de la Butte Montmartre, a Paris landmark never before included in the Tour's finale, and crossed the line unchallenged, arms raised in solo celebration. Amid heavy rain that made the Champs-Élysées treacherous, Van Aert's performance was nothing short of phenomenal. Meanwhile, his teammate Jonas Vingegaard quietly made history of his own, securing second in the general classification and cementing his 5th consecutive appearance on the podium. 5 years running on the final stand. Is this a sign of untouchable consistency or of missed opportunities for the famed Danish climber? And this is the part most people miss. Consistency can sometimes spark as much debate as outright victory. Reflecting on his triumph, Van Aert shared, "This day meant more to me than I can express. Pulling off another win in Paris is magical, especially with the Montmartre climb making its debut in this legendary race. The rain only raised the stakes, but my teammates and I kept pushing, never losing belief in the plan, or in each other. In those tense final laps, Van Aert's efforts were backed by relentless teamwork from Matteo Jorgensen and Victor Campenaerts. With the finish line looming and Tadej Pogačar launching his own attack, Van Aert responded with composure, timing his all-out effort to perfection. Maintaining self-belief was the toughest battle, Van Aert admitted. Some days came heartbreakingly close. Others I was well out of contention. But my team and my own determination got me through. Today, after all the setbacks, that faith was finally rewarded." This victory also marked Van Aert's second win of the current season and brought Team Visma Lisa Bike's tally up to a remarkable 23 victories this year alone. Talk about a winning culture. Team CEO Richard Plug exuded pride despite falling short of their ultimate ambition. Yes, we came here shooting for the yellow jersey, but every race tells a different story. And this year, someone simply outperformed us. Still, thanks to Wout's unforgettable stage win, Jonas's incredible consistency, Simon's earlier triumph, and clinching the team title, there's a lot for us to celebrate. Our fighting spirit never wavered. Head of racing, Christian Nierman, offered similar praise, stressing that we raced as a true unit and left nothing on the road. The strongest rider came out on top, so credit goes to Tadej Pogačar. But our heads are held high as we look back on a campaign filled with effort, courage, and moments to cherish. So now, the real question for cycling fans. Is it enough to finish with heroic stage wins and podium streaks? Or does missing the top spot leave a shadow over an otherwise stellar campaign? What's your take? Do you celebrate resilience and determination? Or is victory all that matters at this level? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments, especially if you think the Tour should value consistent brilliance as highly as the yellow jersey itself.